Hello, my name is Øystein Lode. I live in Norway, Sortland, and I will make a little private review about Samsung A8 2018. I'm an average user, maybe a little bit more. Normally I have my mobile telephone for a long time. I used to buy the top models, learned how to use them and keep them for a long time. So why didn't I buy the top model this time? Because normally I would be heading for a Samsung S9, but this time I didn't. I think the S9 was an overkill for my use, so I now don't buy the top model. I've concluded I will have the Samsung A8. I will tell a little bit about my thinking. I'm not an extreme specialist in this, but you will see my opinions. So this is a little different review. And here you have my old S4. It has served me well from 2013 until now, 2018. So I thought now it's not doing the job fully anymore. So I bought a new one. It's bigger, and you have the fingerprint screen under the photo lens, so it's quite easy not to touch it. What I found about the Samsung S4 is that it did a quite good job for me. So I looked what is new on the Samsung, for example S9 or S8. I was using a lot of the things that was on the Samsung S4, but I asked myself, do I really need all the new things that comes on the new top models? So I will look a little bit into that. Here is a page that offers A8. It's new for 2018. And a lot of reviews goes through the camera and so on. So you might have seen some of them. I will mainly focus on that maybe it's overkill. You pay too much for things you don't use to buy the top models. When I choose computers, I'm searching for bottlenecks. I will see into what do I really need from my computers. I'm not a gamer, so I don't need a big graphic card. But gamers use a lot of money on their gaming, the graphic cards. So I don't like bottlenecks that makes the telephone bad in a short time. So this review would mainly be what is the bottleneck? Do I really need the top models? I have a good experience from my computer with passmark.com that covers a lot of ratings when it comes to speed. And they have rated the Samsung A8. It stands with this model number has the average passmark rating 8001. But what is really the difference then? A bottleneck on most things, both computer and mobile telephone, it's the RAM. I think this has good kind of RAM. The numbers of cores is 8. This Samsung A8, 2 of these 8 cores are very quick version. The other 6 are very economical versions, so they can spin without much electricity. So RAM, it's quite good. And just to see how is the Galaxy S8. That has the actually less RAM according to these numbers. And as for the Samsung S9 that has this number, it don't have more RAM. Just to see the Galaxy S4, I've done well until now with the RAM of less than 2 megabytes. So now I've been heading for 3.7 or 4 RAM. CPU of course is important. On the A8 that is 154. I did well with this until now lately. That has CPU mark 14,000. So here is it has double 10 times with the new one. That sounds good for me because the A8 is much cheaper than the S9 for example, or S8. Just to compare it then with the Samsung S8, CPU mark slightly higher, 182, but not very much stronger. As for the S9, average 176. So it's not very much more. So what is the difference then? It seems as the memory mark is 12,000, and it's not much higher on the other. Maybe a little bit higher on the Samsung S9. So for me it seems like average 2D mark and average 3D mark. Now I have the Samsung A8. This is a clue. I think I pay quite much for this. Just to compare it with my old Samsung S4. That has the average 2D mark 3,396, 3D mark 1,333. So it has increased quite much. I could do my job with this. Now I have this. But when I go down to the Samsung S8, okay, here comes the higher numbers. But do I really need these high numbers? I'm not a gamer. I'm not using that part of the telephone. Am I willing then to pay for it? This is the S9. Huge numbers for the 2D mark and 3D mark. Somehow I have the feeling that I'm about to pay for a lot of things that I don't use. As for the S9, they can take a photo slow motion. I'm not doing stuff like that. I've seen many things that telephone can do. I will never do that. I found out that for my use, the A8 seems to be what I really need. It's strong in the important places. It has the dual SIM card. It has good cameras. It comes with a Nougat operating system, but that's not a problem. In some months it will be updated to Oreo, and that will be just top. So behind this logic, I think my conclusion is that it's overkill to buy the S9, and I think for many users the A8 is a very good choice if you get it for a right price. So that's a little bit thinking, maybe from a different angle. You maybe not agree. This would be supported by just watching some other videos that focus on other things with a telephone, and you will get the impression. So here it is.